Okay. All right. You don't need to break it before I have no other vehicles to take right now, sir. Are you? Oh. Good thing that license plate was there to save you. Hey, what's up, YouTubes?
What's up, Lite Nation?
That's not getting done before Jeepers Jamboree. We are close, but not close at all. But we leave in 2 days.
We have a plan.
Yeah, we do. I mean, everything's kind of in, but like, he's got like 10 million hours of welding and fabricating to do. Anyway, Chris's Rover here, the parts never came in. So we're headed to Jeepers Jamboree. Actually, there's 6 of us going and it's supposed to be 3 vehicles. Anyway, Chris's Rover isn't going, so he no longer has a spot because we no longer have a Jeep either, which means we have to resort to taking the Raptor. I love the Raptor. I think it'll do fine. It's very comfy. It's big. It is not big enough for 4 people plus 2 tents, ice chests, on and on and on. I phoned a friend and I'm like, hey, I have 1 day. If I come to you tomorrow, can you please help me? And he said, sure, bring it on down, we'll see what we can do. No promises. Let's go talk to my friend and see if he can't help us do something to the Bronco to allow us to accommodate everything we need to go on a 5-day off-road trip with 3 adults in the vehicle. And as for now, the Demon Child is still here, but it is being picked up by America's Most Wanted 4x4. It's gonna get a full check over and get a full warranty from them. So they have to get it to do that. So it's still for sale. If you want it, contact America's Most Wanted 4x4 because I think they have a few people already interested. But if you are interested, you better hit them up right away because I don't think it's gonna last very long. That's where we're at with that. So we're gonna take our dirty Bronco that we just got back from Colorado in and go visit a friend. So a quick short drive and I'm here with my buddy Brite from American Adventure Lab. These guys do it all. If you're into, it's not just overlanding stuff, it's literally like storage solutions for your Jeep, your Bronco, your Tacoma, like almost anything.
Yeah, we try to build things, brackets, shelves, drawers that keeps things in their place.
Yeah.
And that's sort of the hardest thing to do when you're out on a trail is make sure that your tools don't hit you in the head when you go down a hill and stuff like that.
Right, and I know they do roof racks and they do spare tire carrier stuff, which may be a backup plan. We have his drawer system in the Bronco Raptor. So this went in right before the Arctic trip. It's been great. So if you look, here's what I did. So I kind of did your tie so that you guys sell these here. Now my toolbox back here, I don't really have a tie, but what I did is the toolbox is just being butted up against one of these hooks. Right. And then I'm taking this strap past it. It's not exactly secured down, but it kind of is. And I normally pack heavier stuff on it.
As long as you're not slamming through the loops, it's probably good.
Yeah, it actually did pretty good going through. Yeah. This is where our like luggage go and backpacks. And he also makes the brackets for the twin ARBs. So the bracket goes here, or there's another bracket on that side. We kind of opted for this. Go ahead and pull down on that guy and let's open this.
Oh man, look at that.
So it's not bad. What's funny is most of it's just air stuff. So I used to put this in a bag over and over again, but we were using it so much in Colorado, we just said, screw it. So that goes here. We got gloves, our recovery hook here. That's the only thing that'll make noise. So the whole drawer is very silent, but if you don't have these things kind of wrapped up in a glove or whatever, it's metal on metal. Jump starter kit, another air up, your poop shovel, drill. So it's not terribly unorganized. I'm sure people could do a better job at this, but this is kind of what I generally use kind of all the time. It's just mostly air up stuff and a couple tools.
Well, and that was the idea. Like when I first reached out to you and I said, hey, I want to build some products that are not for overlanding. Like there's a huge benefit when you're wheeling to be able to like organize things and still get to other things without having to unpack the stuff. And the thing you want is always at the bottom of the box or bottom of the bag. This lets you get to it without having to unpack everything.
Right.
So I really wanted to show that we weren't building just overlanding things. And this is a great example.
No, this is great. And I've taken this, we just did rock trail. So if we throw this all the way in, and then also this has latches on each side and this whole thing pivots up. Maybe with a toolbox and this, it might be kind of heavy to get under there.
Yeah.
He didn't want to lose any storage, but.
Yeah, the idea was if you needed to get there, you could.
Right.
So otherwise, if you do a normal drawer system, you can't get to that space at all.
Right.
So this is just sort of, I wouldn't say emergency, but even though it's inconvenient, you can still get to it.
Right. I mean, I'd only have to pull out a couple bags, and this unclips pretty easily, and then I can still get to my jack and stuff under there as well. So because none of the vehicles are ready, it was like 8 o'clock last night, and I was like, hey, Brite, did you ever make that roof rack for the Bronco? Because when we got this put in, we took some measurements, and he's like, I could work on a roof rack. Except now he has a brand new 2024 392 that they're doing stuff, and they have a million, I'll show you inside. They have a million vehicles that they're always engineering new things for, and I don't think the Bronco roof rack became one of those priorities.
No, the problem that we have is because demand is so high, if we don't have a vehicle in here taking up space, it's hard to like pre-develop something, you know, because we just have so many things in. So I want to do a roof rack, and we need to do them for all the vehicles, but we just really haven't had time. So,
all right, well, we've got about 8 hours.
Yeah, 6-8 hours. Why not?
We've got about 8 hours.
I told him,
to
I
figure
said,
this out.
no promises, but what I will do is help any way that I can. So what we're hoping to do is when he leaves, we at least have some sort of system for you to carry what you need on the trip.
So the thing is, we have one of those shift pods, and they're like 6 feet tall, 6.5 feet tall.
Worst case scenario. Amazing tents, but really hard to pack into these smaller SUVs.
Yeah, and it's fine. If I only had 2 people or 3 people, I could just fold down the seat, and it fits. It fits from the door to the back seat up there. That's no problem. Problem is now we have 4 people, 3 tents.
We got to handle the tent.
4
3
sleeping.
tents? You didn't tell me that.
Well, the other ones are small. The other ones are little ground pop-up.
Okay.
What do you think? We're sleeping all in one tent? I think the 4
I
of
mean,
us?
you said let's handle the shift pod. Okay.
Yeah, that's all we have to handle. The rest is,
right.
that's the...
Okay.
So as we go in, I'll just show you like a quick little. So this is the Gladiator, of course. This frame system is so you can run your rooftop tent. If you look inside here, he has his like storage system. So you have like mollies over there. You have, so this goes all around the whole thing. All right, you got it open. There's molly paneling along the whole sides, and that's an axe right there. Some water. These slide out drawers, so you have tons of storage here. Oh, it looks like he remote mounted a little camera right here, so he still has a backup cam. Oh, look at that.
These are the 48-inch drawers. It intentionally leaves a space behind the drawer so you can still mount stuff on that front molly panel. And,
okay, so like right. Oh, I see.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so you have enough room to still mount stuff. So like this is a pretty slick setup because you're utilizing your whole bed. You got your tent there. You have all your camping gear. I mean, I see he has a whole slide drawer. I mean, this could be anything else you want. This could be a fridge. This could be a barbecue. That could be a fridge and a barbecue, honestly.
Yep, sure could.
So.
Yeah, and we're working on quite a few what we call modules for this system. What we call this is our base system, so it's bed attachment, storage, and equipment. And we've got a pretty neat system as far as how you attach all this stuff in. When these drawers and slides come out, there's nothing sticking up in your bed. Pretty happy with the way that's worked out, and we have a lot of stuff coming for it.
Yeah, I'm starting to like the knowing where stuff is and being able to get to it anytime.
Yeah, you're recovering.
Yeah. So as you can see, the guys are crazy busy at work. I love his trailer right here that he tows behind his Jeep. So he's got like a little Gladiator bed with that whole setup, which is super cool. Parts on parts everywhere. So what's the plan? Are we heading over to your little handy dandy computer? Or are we gonna just start grabbing metal pieces and like...
Yeah, first thing, when we go back out, we'll do some quick little measurements on the Bronco.
Okay, so we're gonna start working on this, and we're gonna show you the process as we go through the day and hope that we have a roof rack by the end of the day. And if you go crazy like him, this is their shop vehicle. So this is all powder coated pretty. Oh my God, he's got a light. I need that. Jesus. Maybe I just dropped my Jeep off for a while. He's got his fridge, he's got all the drawers. So this is a platform system up top to be able to attach stuff up there. This is a water jug that's got its own base plate that comes down with a spout so you can... Oh, a drawer under the fridge. More, holy shiitake. Do you still have back seats or no?
Oh yeah. Well, we have one out. This whole system is designed for the back seats to be in.
And then you have this on top of that. So this is like a last backup plan, sort of. This is a spare tire platform. Then you can hang stuff off the back. The shift pod is way wide for it, but it doesn't mean we can't just strap it down, and then the shift pod would just be like wider than the vehicle, but it would allow us to still strap it down. But this is cool. Look, he's got a dirt bike on here, spare tire, platform, tent, like this whole thing. It is pretty wild. That is a lot, man. Super cool. We just looked online. We went to SEMA. Sometimes they have some CAD files, so you can go off of that to build things. Unfortunately, we didn't find the roof. We did put in for a request for one. We didn't find one. The shift pod though is 6.5 feet long. It's only a foot by a foot. The bag is a foot by 6.5 feet. It's a massive tent. We can probably still hang it off. Where's the middle? I mean, it's almost out to the fenders because obviously the fenders are 82 or 84. So if we want to do this easy, we technically could just strap it to the spare tire and then hope that I don't smash a tree or a rock when I'm pivoting around things. I don't know. And real numbers?
Real numbers.
Oh, you don't do inches?
No fractions.
No fractions. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not qualified.
5/16 or 5/64.
Those are pretend numbers.
Those are pretend numbers. I do like the whole numbers. Oh, that's 13 millimeters.
Exactly.
Sick.
It's so much easier in my head than fractional math. So we have a pretty unique way of doing things here as far as our rapid prototyping process. So what we do, and I don't want to give away too much, but we do sort of one part at a time and build off of that. So what we'll do now is build a little test piece here and see how that goes, and then we'll modify from there. So let's give that a shot.
All right.
All right, so let's head over to the rapid prototype machine.
Man, I hope you guys like all this stuff. I think it's super cool. I love coming to the shops with people we work with. We give ideas to them, they give ideas to us. We come across issues, and it's just like a whole big industry of people trying to solve people's issues out on the trails. And they just make a whole, I mean, look, this whole place is huge. And they just make a whole lot of cool stuff that I like geeking out over. I'm sure you guys like it too, but if you head over to AmericanAdventureLab.com, all of this is on the website?
Yeah, most of it. Eventually it will all be on the website.
So a lot of times they get so busy into designing and building and testing, and this guy is always out testing. Yeah. Okay, hey, where are you at? Let's oh, I'm off in the mountains, I'm biking, I'm doing this, I'm doing that.
Yeah, there where it's not 115 degrees.
I'm like, dude, get to work. Everything's not on the websites all the time. But if you saw it in the video, or you think about it, or you've heard about it, just call them and say, hey, I can't find this, or do you guys have this? I'm sure they do, or I'm sure they're about to come out with it, like that Bronco system for what we just showed you with the Jeep. But it's super fun. We're gonna hang out and be buddies for the day. Yeah. Look, we even wore the same t-shirt. That wasn't even planned. All right, after some fluff on the computer, that is gonna be bracket number, chest number 1.
Yep, that'll be a super alpha version.
So we're hoping that bottom piece slides in, and then this top piece is what a cross rail will attach to kind of like suck it together.
So this is going to be a test piece. So
okay.
If this fits, we'll sort of build the product around this.
Okay.
But this is probably, well, definitely the hardest part to make of what we're talking about.
Right, but hopefully we only need 4 of those, and then the rest might be easy.
Well, the rest will definitely be easy. Getting these in will be the hard part.
All right, let's cut it and see what happens. It's going to animate it?
Absolutely. Yep. All good. No problems.
So that was simple enough. Design it, put it in the machine, cut it out, move over here to the press. That same file will get sent here, and it'll tell them which jigs to use, and then it just spins it.
All right, let's go see if it fits.
Really just snug right in there?
Yeah, there you go.
Holy crap.
It's not bad for a V1. So I left a little space in here for rubber isolator, so that's why it's a little tall. There we go.
So
that's same. Actually the one that we measured off of, so yeah. I left an 1/8 of an inch for rubber, so I'm super happy with that.
So we don't know still for sure if we're gonna get it done, but that first bracket is very promising. And you gotta remember, this is gonna be a rapid prototype roof rack that we're gonna run, because that's always what we put on the stepchild. It's like a lot of prototype stuff. So now the Bronco, it's kind of the same way. Everything is ready. I'm not gonna show you until it's all cut out and done. Way easier than by hand.
It is, and it's straight.
And it's straight. Okay, got most everything here. Not enough time in the day. The day's over. We're close. Basically, he came up with these 2 cross rails. So the cross rails, so these are the brackets that go into the roof, metal brackets that bolt to that. Everything else is all aluminum. These actually have braces, metal braces on the inside to bolt the 2 sides together. So these are essentially just gonna run widthwise across the roof which should be enough to strap down the tent. Because if you look at this, so this is kind of the same thing, right? Just 2 cross braces. And then he has these that attach these holders for the tent. So that way you can strap the tent just directly down so it's not sliding side to side or forward and back. So I think this is the route. If he has any of these left, this is the route we're gonna go. If not, we're just gonna have to figure it out on how to strap it to the crossbars, which we'll figure that out. But if he has these, or maybe we just steal these, so you can see they bolt down on the inside there. So that's what he did. He's just basically redesigned this kind of stuff. So we'll bolt it all together, see if it fits. So it's just gonna be 2 cross rails right across the back. The tent will sit right on top. We may have it stick out the back a little bit because the tent is so long. It's 6.5 feet long. Anyway, that's the idea. We're gonna bolt it up here in a minute and see. These go on here, and then those clamp right there. And we do have this lined with this rubber. It's nice and soft and quiet. And we're lining the inside of these with rubber. And that will clamp that together. And then this guy will go like so. And then the cross rails will go on like that. Yep. There you go, just like that. So you got these 2 brackets are pinching here. This bracket comes up to bolt up into there, and that looks like it all. So this is just for access to get to those bolts?
So I leave those loose. So after everything's tightened up, we'll put an Allen wrench through there and tighten it all down.
So because these are kind of close together, what I was saying was the tent will have to kind of hang off the back main. I mean, it could come up front, but then it's probably going to like possibly sag and be on the roof up here, which isn't a huge deal. If we just kind of set it back a little bit. So I'm thinking the ice chest could fit across here. I guess we go underneath this and strap it down to itself going around this. That's solid. Is that not moving at all? Really? Okay, all right. You don't need to break it before. I have no other vehicles to take right now, sir. Are you? Oh, good thing that license plate was there to save you. So one of the other things they make is MOLLE pouches for the JL. I'm assuming he's gonna come up with it for the Bronco too. So the nets get all stretched out. And so he makes these that screw into the door panel. And then what I like is that you can just attach like little empty bags to put whatever you want in. And then it's not stuff that's like shoved down in that netting. It's actually a contained bag, so whether you want like tissues or use tissues afterwards and put them somewhere, you know, but he has them for front and rear doors in different colors and stuff. So these are pretty neat. So this is the tent holder. So there'll be one that'll go here and one that'll go on the front rail, and then the strap will go through there and hold the tent down. So that should be plenty good enough. He comes up with the cool ideas and then more solutions to more problems. Because you could just stick a tent up there and kind of like cross strap it to each rail and stuff, I guess, but this is a lot better solution. Although this is gonna be on the small side for the shift pod, because the shift pod's massive, but I think if I stick it in like sideways, and once you put a strap around it, it's just gonna pull it down into there, so that should be fine. All right, well, sick, dude. I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna put your tent holders on there, and we're gonna put the shift pod up there and see if it works. I can't imagine it's not. Like, we'll figure it out somehow.
Yeah, it's at least something to attach to now.
It is. So. Before I had nothing. All right, well, I'm gonna go home and do that, and we'll update everybody here in a few. All right, Brett, thank you. American Adventure Lab, check them out. They have all your accessory needs for Bronco, for Jeep, for Gladiator, which is still a Jeep. For what, I've seen a Ram in here before.
Yeah, we got a 2500 in, did a cool rear seat delete.
Yeah, I saw that in here before. I'm sure. You got Toyota stuff?
Yep, Tacoma, 4Runners, Land Cruisers, all that kind of good jazz.
I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna have Chris drill the holes. We're gonna put the tent up there, and then we'll close this video out, and then we'll update you when we're on the Rubicon. All right, we're back at the shop. So we're gonna get these put on. Like we showed you before, the front rail is actually longer than the rear rail. We gotta match them up here. Which means we gotta match these guys up like that, and they're not gonna sit exactly on the same part of each rail here, but that's fine. We're gonna get them right to the edge, but we're gonna bring them out here as far as possible and forward as far as possible to give that as wide of a base as possible to get that thing on there. That just looks like a body rolled up in a bag.
You're gonna get pulled over.
I know. Hopefully I marked those right, so those attach.
Yeah, I just drilled them. So.
I know.
I was like, oh, black mark. Let me put a hole there.
Black hole.
Oh, it's off.
Oh, straighten it.
Oh.
Ha! I marked them right. You drilled them right. Good job. I gotcha. Careful those little fingers that are there to hold it. They don't rip the tent. So we got these straps that came with it. They're little pull cinch down straps. We'll go under and secure it down. So this is what's cool. You feed that through, and then you have
Beautiful assistant on the other side.
Yeah, you got it? Oh, you got it. You didn't need a beautiful assistant. Maybe you still do.
Well, I got my fingers tied together with a rubber band like an idiot right now. So I can't use the two.
Put that on your thumb.
Put the flapper back under. Probably could have went the other way, but
Oh, so you pull it down instead of pulling it up.
it is a 10. Oh, these are supposed to be on.
Oh, you got to put that on the thing before you put it on the thing.
Make sure you put this, not on your thumb.
And that way you can stick it through the clamp and pull down to tighten it. Right, get your red thing up there.
Sure. Let me just put this guy through this guy.
Now you don't have a flappy boy.
Flappy boy.
Repeat on the front. You think that was a better idea, separating those more? It probably gave it some more support, huh?
Good inch or so.
Yeah, that's all she wanted was an extra inch. Ah! All right, she's all strapped down, strapped in, strapped on. Is that gonna go anywhere? Where's she going? Nowhere.
Nowhere. That's not exactly how that line goes, but we'll just do it that.
Mostly side to side, if you like cross straps to like that or whatever, it'd be fine, but it won't hold it like front to back because it slides.
It ain't coming off though.
That's not coming off. I'm just saying, this is really good so it doesn't slide front to back, but that's freaking awesome.
That's a gigantic tent for the top of the Bronco.
Gigantic. It's there. And so is all this trash from our last trip. It's filthy. Filthy. Keep the change, you filthy animal. Well, we're getting packed up for Jeepers Jamboree on the Rubicon. Got all our floaties and tents and sleeping bags. That's one of Chris's tents because, you know, ours is the shift pod, which is now on the Raptor. Thank you, American Adventure Labs. Thank you, Britt, for getting that knocked out. It was originally supposed to be 2 or 3 of us in this, and then Chris was taking his Rover, but the Rover didn't get fixed in time. The parts didn't get here. So now 4 of us have to load into this. 2 tents, 4 sleeping bags. Yeah, all the stuff that goes along with 4 people. And I don't know how that's gonna work. We might just try to strap stuff to those rails. I forgot to get the tie down hooks from him as well. Oh well. Anyway, so next video or something like that, we'll see you guys on the Rubicon. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Remember, you can find all of your Lite Brite Nation merch and decals on LiteBriteStudios.com. We love you guys, and we'll see you on the Rubicon. And as of right now, the Demon Child is still here. It is heading to blah 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 blah.